I know that this is probably par for the course, but if you were expecting this to be a good video that we're going to talk about, then expect to be disappointed.
Really? Another volleyball anime? What's so different about this one? Why would everyone tell me to watch... Oh, that's why.
Let's go ahead and knock this one out here at the very beginning really quick. You're watching a show about volleyball on the beach with girls that are going to be wearing bikinis. Why is everything in this entire anime that is, by the way, not sexual, overly sexual to you? Oh, sorry, I spoiled a little bit of the video, guys, but don't worry. You're going to thank me later. So if you really want the TLDR of this and you just want to peace out or put it off into the corner somewhere, just know that this is another anime fan that is mad about fan service yet again.
Almost every anime has some form of overly sexualized fan service. It's just par for the course at this point.
Not every anime that's on the market has overly sexualized characters or themes. This is literally about volleyball. And you decided to take the one shot of an ass and zoom in on it to prove a point about how sexual it might be, when the normal person is, oh, they're just wearing bikinis.
So it really takes something special to completely detract from what could be an interesting and wonderfully crafted story solely by having so much fan service that it makes me want to apologize to every woman I see on the street.
You know, I would say that this is a joke, but seeing as how the rest of the video goes, I don't think it's a joke, guys.
Harukana Receive is that show. In order to bring you up to speed on what Harukana Receive actually is, allow this short montage of clips to do the talking for me.
If you ever wanted to see a stretch in logic, this is the part. So you intentionally cherry-picked so that way you could make a point about how overly sexual the show is, but all you've done is prove to everyone how completely inadequate you are at doing your job, for one, and two, how not sexual the show is in nature. In fact, I would say that you've made everyone see how very common that it is to see girls in bikinis and having fun playing beach volleyball, especially since this is a slice of life and a sports anime. I can see that you would probably take the approach and call it an ecchi show, but you do anyways for some reason. But you put the music there to be disingenuous for some reason, and I don't know why.
As a brief synopsis, this show follows the progression of Haruka and Kanata, two cousins who team up together to play beach volleyball. Haruka, being completely new to volleyball, uses Kanata as a guide to help her navigate and learn about this sport, while Kanata is a seasoned pro who quit after having her height affect her mentality about the game. Haruka brings Kanata out of retirement and they both grow into better players and friends on the sunny beaches of Okinawa, all while wearing skin-tight bikinis with their newfound friends and rivals.
Yeah, I guess that's about the long and short of it if you wanted to take that away from it. But also, the part that you said about skin-tight bikinis, are they supposed to be baggy or are they supposed to not, cover the parts of your body? I mean, skin tight is supposed to be the thing that bikinis are.
It's a nice story, one that's told well through the characters' beautifully animated faces and dialogue that's good enough to make you forget that you're watching an ecchi anime in the skin of a sports drama.
No, it's just a sports drama. It's actually not ecchi.
And what's more, there's subtext about handling relationships with your exes around, jealousy over your partner's ex, and moving on from a breakup while being happy for both parties involved. This takes shape in the form of Kanata's ex playing partner, Narumi, who has also moved on to a new partner herself.
Listen, as much as I would love to hear about how thrilling of a show this is, and it doesn't really set up any part of this video after this time, I'm just gonna play this instead so you guys get a little bit more enjoyment out of what he's about to say. At least for less than a minute.
But Haruka Receive has one major drawback, and that's the extreme usage of fan service in this show.
I'm gonna need you to define extreme, because when you say that, everyone assumes that they just mean everyone's naked the entire time, and that's not what happens.
I get it. Cute girls in bikinis on a pretty beach, and I would personally be fine with like a moderate amount of fan service. But to be entirely honest, this is just disappointing. I feel like I'm committing some form of sexual assault on these poor characters when I'm watching them practice or play. And even though beach volleyball is a physically intensive sport with scantily clad women, the amount of perverseness that stems from these perverted moving pictures makes me recoil and question why I'm even a fan of anime.
Alright, there's a lot to unpack here. For one, why did you zoom in on her breast? That's not what happens in the show. It's not a scene that actually takes place. You did that on your own, again, to cherry pick and make this your argument. The other thing is that scantily clad women, so what are they supposed to wear, burqas when they're playing beach volleyball? Or is that just something that you want to take away from the entire sport itself? I will give you this benefit of the doubt though. When they are playing beach volleyball, they usually wear something that's a little bit more sports intensive instead of just frilly bikinis, but that's about all I'm going to give you. Now, when it comes to the other things that you're saying are just in your face and it's so bad and you're committing a sin, stop being a fucking little bitch about it. I'm sorry, there's no other way to really say it. It's just you're complaining about something that you don't have to engage with, and even if you did engage with it and you said, man, I really like this show, but I wish there wasn't all this fan service in it, there's not really any fan service, it's just girls in bikinis. So unless the female form scares you, I don't think that this is really an issue that you need to be bringing up. Unless you just hate women, and clearly you don't hate them because you feel bad for fictional characters.
Having to decide whether or not I switch to porn if someone walks in because it would have less nudity than the show itself is not a good thing.
You must watch the blurred channels from back in the day, or you probably watch some cable TV pornography where it's PG-13 and they keep the clothes on.
Even To Love Ru or Girls Bravo felt less intrusive than this.
If I didn't think that you were stupid before, I definitely think so now. And I don't think that this is a joke. You can never pass this off as a joke to me. There's just no way that you spend this amount of time complaining about anime titties.
I mean, just watch this clip.
ねえ、はるか。何？なんか舌甘くない？なんていうか、水着の下からチラチラ。
Okay, what was wrong with the clip?
Now tell me, what's the point behind this scene? Just to give the audience an idea that you could possibly see this girl in a compromising situation if you look close enough when she jumps?
Now, let me go ahead and just throw this at you. Have you ever been anywhere outside of your house? Have you seen any woman that has not been on TV that wears anything close to lingerie? If the answer is no, that might be your problem.
It's just hard for me to understand why you would put so much work into a story as incredible as this, with characters who are clearly defined and outside of the stereotypical anime mold, and then do stuff like this to them.
Just hammer in the no fun allowed sign. At least you'd be telling everyone that you're only slightly brain damaged.
I just think it's a waste, but that's just me. What are your thoughts? Is Haruka Receive just another ecchi anime that you couldn't care less about? Or is there potential for something more that's wasted by the amount of nudity?
What fucking nudity is there in here? Girls wearing bikinis isn't nudity. I mean, unless you're a Puritan, of course, or you're just a very wheelchair symbol.
Or maybe that doesn't bother you at all and you're a sex offender.
Comedy in this video is literally a swing and a miss.
I'd love to know what you think. Thanks so much for watching.
I'm really just not going to bother with the end of this video because it doesn't really add anything else, so if you really want to see it in its entirety, feel free to check the description. But other than that, there's not a lot that I have left to promote other than just the usual Patreon, Twitch, and if you go to Twitch, then I'm constantly updating all the emotes and things. And special shout out to all the patrons as well for their ongoing support. And you can also go there and donate for just as little as $1, and you'll get a special role in the Discord server if you join it. And also, make sure you wash your hands.